All right, everyone, good afternoon. As you already know, I've been where you're sitting. I grew an MSP from 0 to 8.5 million in recurring revenue. And one of the things that we would do, and one of the things that we grew with, is we would go into hospitals and recover them from ransomware. Raise your hands if you've recovered someone from ransomware. Put your hands up if you've done that. Keep them up if you've done it with an organization with over 250 users that ran 24/7. That's the type of organization that we are going into. It was their very worst day of their careers. We would go in and we would recover them, get them back online. And then we'd end up making recommendations. And they would follow every single one. They would follow everything that we recommended. They would execute on that. And it got me to think, we have a problem. It made me realize that we were selling a cure rather than the prevention. And so I started Galactic with this mission to help protect 1 million people from cyber scum, to help protect 1 million people from becoming that next headline. And I'm here to talk to you today about something that's changing in our industry. And I want to show you something that's happening to MSPs right now. Do me a favor and raise your hand if you've ever had a prospect or client tell you that they're covered, they have security. Has anybody ran into that? Okay, everybody in the room, keep your hands up for a second. Keep your hands up if, when they told you that, you stepped away. You said, oh, you must be covered, you're not going to listen to me anymore, and I'm moving on. Many of us did that, right? Look around the room. Every person in this room that raised their hand identified an organization that thought they were protected. But are they really? There's one question, a follow-up question. It's the most important question in our industry right now, and it is, great, can you show me? Show me the evidence. Show me the documentation. Show me the results of analysis that prove that you're actually protected. That's where most security programs fall apart today. And I'm here to show you what happens when that proof is missing. You see, here's what's really going on right now. Your clients are expecting you to be responsible for the security outcome. They don't care what tools you use. They don't care what you do inside of the environment. And when something goes wrong, when the breach happens, they're not thinking about that recommendation you made that they decided not to take. They're not thinking about the contract they signed with your organization. They're thinking about who they trusted to keep them safe. And when that doesn't align, someone gets blamed. And right now, MSPs are getting sued. There's an MSP right now fighting for their lives in a lawsuit because they failed to prevent a ransomware attack. The hackers got in, they destroyed the backups, they forced the client to pay the ransom, and the client, now the plaintiff, is saying the MSP failed to prevent it. You see, here's the part that really matters. The breach is the evidence that something went wrong. And you're not innocent until proven guilty. In this case, you have to prove that you took all the right steps to prevent it. You have to prove with evidence that you did your job. And today, 1 in 5 ransomware events are ending up in a lawsuit. So look around this room, folks. Statistically, someone here is next. We have a problem, and it's not just the hackers anymore. There's a new type of cyber scum in town. It's the cyber personal injury attorney. I want you to think about this for a minute. It's 2 a.m. The hacker breaks in. They encrypt the files. They extract the data. And then days, weeks, maybe even years later, a demand letter shows up on your desk. This is the new reality. So let me show you how this plays out. Imagine for a moment you have an accounting firm as a client, and they have a data breach. Personal information is exposed. And then, not one, not two, but 5 lawsuits, class action lawsuits end up on your desk. But what if you did everything right? What if you had the right tools? What if your team did the right things? It doesn't matter. When there's a breach, you're not the victim, you're the defendant. You have to prove that you took the right steps. What if there was a $7.25 million settlement and your MSP was forced to contribute $925,000 to it? I had the opportunity to spend some time on stage with one of our partners, an MSP, who went through just that. Let me show you.
A ticket was opened in our PSA with a ransom note. And as I'm looking around in the servers, I'm watching everything get encrypted right in front of my eyes. This is a client that I had for over 10 years. We had a great relationship. Like, everything's well and great until all of a sudden you're the villain. This was exactly that situation. I had all the documentation to prove that what we did was the right thing.
You're going through all of this. Did your insurance company stand beside you?
100%.
His insurance company stood behind him 100%. And the reason they stood behind them was simple. He had the evidence. He had the documentation. He had the risk acceptance documents. And my question to you today is very simple. Do you have those things at your fingertips for all of your clients, especially your smallest clients? Because your smallest clients, they're your biggest risk. I want you to think back to that lawsuit that I introduced you to. They're not being sued by their largest client. It's a 16-person organization. Here's why. The smallest clients are the ones that say things like, we don't have the budget. And your team, I'm not talking about you. You know, I know that you would do something else, but your team might say, okay, I understand. They may walk away without documentation, without sign off, without next steps. And then when they do that, that liability transfers to you. Even worse, your team might be uncomfortable making the recommendation or having that conversation entirely. They might skip it. And now the blame for a conversation that never happens ends up with you. Or what about those clients that say this? What if they say, I have cyber insurance, I'm covered? How many of you guys have heard that, right? Are they really? More cyber insurance claims are being denied today than ever before. Why is that happening? I want you to think about it for a second. When your clients buy cyber insurance, they buy a policy, and they think of that policy as a product, something that they bought on the shelf. And here's the thing. Cyber insurance isn't a product. It is a contract. That policy is a contract, and it's a contract designed to defend the insurance provider's margins and loss ratios. It defines the rules of engagement. It defines the rules of the game. And when your client has an event and they go to make a claim and the insurance company starts asking questions, they start saying, okay, where's your written information, incident response plan? Where's your records of training? Where's the evidence that you had signed acceptable use policies? When your client can't produce these, the claim gets denied, and that coverage they thought they had disappears. Guess what happens next? They start looking to you. So I want you to think about your client list right now. Do you have proof that you need to defend every one of your clients' cyber insurance claims? Guys, the game has changed, and it's time to change your strategy. I have a huge opportunity, though. It's not just about risk. There's a huge opportunity. If you go through and take action and protect those clients, if you gather the evidence of that action and you help protect these folks from cyber scum, guess what? You can actually profit from it. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. There are 3 simple steps. You educate them, you make a recommendation, and then you document everything. Sounds simple, right? No, because we don't have enough time to take care of all this stuff. We have too many tools already. We can't bill our existing clients anymore, and we don't want to spend any more money. I've heard this many times because I know exactly what you're thinking. So we went through and built a solution to that, something that allows your team to have, think of it like TurboTax for compliance and liability protection. Your client simply answers a few questions, they approve and make declarations, and it gathers the documentation and evidence based on your standards. They end up with an acceptable use policy, critical data assets mapped, incident response plans that are based on your playbooks, everything that they need for their written information security plan. And guess what? You end up with peace of mind. Back to that list. It takes less than an hour for you to implement. This is not a new tool that you're going to be deploying in the environment. Your clients move forward naturally. It walks them through the entire process, and it's low cost, high reward. So here's what I want to do. If you're already a Galactic partner, raise your hand for a minute. Just raise your hand. Okay, all of you guys have access to this right now. And what I want to make sure is make this very easy for you to get deployed. So for you, you can go ahead and scan this QR code. Let's get an assessment scheduled. We're going to go through and do a cyber liability assessment for you. And we will cover 5 clients for you for free. There is a catch. You have to do this at this event. Now, what about everybody else? Did what I just show you make you uncomfortable? If so, good, you were paying attention. I am worried about our community right now. And what I want to do is I want to give you a straight way forward, a way so that you can answer that little question that's floating around in the back of your head right now, which is, could I prove it if I had to? Guys, that question, that's the most urgent question you're going to hear at this entire event. Could I prove it if I had to? Don't waste it. Scan the code. Let's get an assessment scheduled, and we'll go through and we will help you get started. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you a few questions, help you understand where you have risk in your environment, and we're going to keep you from turning into this. I don't know if you guys saw this on Reddit a few days ago, but we have attorneys on our team. We will actually review your errors and omissions policy for you so you can see where your gaps are, so you don't have to end up in a situation like this. And we'll do it for you and provide you 5 clients for free so that you can answer, yes, I have the evidence. Now, if that's not enough to motivate you, let me show you what one of our partners did with
We've
this.
grown from just basic IT to advanced security, compliance, vCISO services. One of our successes is we've taken many of our existing relationships with our registered investment advisors. We've created a platform for them to be successful by doing all the things they're supposed to do. In terms of generating MRR, we've probably generated close to $50,000 to $75,000 a month in MRR in the last year of our relationship, just from expanding our stack with Galactic Advisors.
So I'm going to give you 5 clients for free. He did $70,000 a month in new MRR for his existing clients. This will add 16. Okay, what I just gave to you will add 16. And all you have to do is get started. Now, there is one catch, and the catch is very simple. You have to get started now. This isn't a solution for somebody that wants to get started in a month or in next quarter or when you get around to it. Every day that you wait is another day your clients are exposed and another day closer to being the guy making that Reddit post. So let's get started. Let's protect 1 million people from cyber scum. We're here to help you out. Scan the code, bring your confirmation email to our booth, and we have a little gift for you as well. Thank you.